Come on. Into the black light, exited the max. What's up, dude? You into the black light, exited the max. Shells. You into the black light, exited the max. You into the black light, exited the max. Yo, we back again. If you throw it in the towel, then you're back in sin. We need the Holy Spirit, please let the chaplain in. He at the front door chilling with a childish grin. We can now begin. Now the truth be told, we're riding on the light to let the youth get old. And following the one that will soothe your soul and take your bad situation and improve your role. To release your flow, it's a long stretch. To loosen all the nooses from the baby's necks. And tell the young ladies they should save the sex. And tell the young guys not to break their neck for the place of sex, but get the paycheck. And real women really don't play that. A wise lesson learned really, really way back. I used to okay that. The Lord saved me, Jack, from a life of whack. Come on. Into the black light, exited the max. Oh, you came to the black light, exited the max. You came to the black. You might want to start paying attention on this next verse. You came to the black light, exited the max. Attention for a minute. Damn. We from the same cut, but playing different positions. A top secret message got the president attention. Do what you do, just make the good folk listen. And trust me, yo, it's not about who you kissing. There is a plan to see you chewed up and shit out. The devil's burning red from the fire that we spit out. We on to get up, the hell with that down low. Cherish the gift of the wisdom that we found, yo. Still on the mission with the daily agenda. Your head's been cloudy, so I doubt you to remember that I walk with the king of kings beside me. Just like the root in India, Irie. I volunteer, know the Lord didn't hire me. It is the spirit that inspired me. Water of life to show the chief where the fiery. We have no time for those that be acting grimy. Yeah, I get it. You see the light now? Boy, I've been talking to y'all for a while. You see, you thought this was for like some type of game. Man, revolution. Yeah. When you're free, your mind, your ass will follow. That's for real. And some of y'all locked up so bad, don't nobody have to put chains on you. Hell, you chain yourself down mentally, spiritually. Come on, free your mind, dude. You're a king. Free your mind, chick, you a queen. Let me get something with some feel to it, some funk to it. Come on. I think I like that. Can we get some heavy drums in there? More like Caribbean, Caribbean. Yeah. Yes, bounce to this. I'm just a black man title, yo, give me that. I like them imports, never push the Cadillac. And would you figure, Mr. Man, while you're kicking back with sick plans to get you stacked, making chickens fat? You know you're into that, chilling with your timber cat. Intoxicated to the point past sinful acts. Be very nimble, Jack, until get a water back. And have your heart broke just like a heart attack. Look where your power at, no, not the mighty cats. Deeper than the hurricanes and old maps. The spirit flows, so my folks throw daps. Meant for the wise as well as the spoil rats. So you can fold up or either you can fold back. I hold no judgment over those that have chose crack. Terror over habit that has been proven to hold back. With God on your side, you can get your soul back. Yeah. We need some 3 parts on this mess up.
Hold on, Anna.
Can't carry my boys that chorus. Come on, line up. Yo. We need y'all 3-part harmony on this. I don't know how you can work it out, but work it out. Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What is it? By the end of the night, how deep this music is. What is the profit of man to gain the world and lose his soul? from the sonic boom. Out of the mouth is a sword and I'm picking you out. You try to stop me and I'm faking you out. Man, I wish I had an apprentice to build this work. Collaborate on synthesis. And I hope you remember this. Keep your enemy near to you. Far away, keep those that are dear to you. I hate beer, but I used to drink the brew. Heavily into the little habit turned deadly. I used to have a bud every day and all week. Intoxicated to the point where I couldn't hardly speak. So do the knowledge, that means hold your head. Let the past stay dead and keep a level head. And don't be misled. Remember most of what I said. I'm hot like times in a rock, but you gotta stop from working on your block. By the end of the night, how deep this music is. What is the profit of man to gain the world and lose your soul? Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. Stop fronting, yo. What is the profit of man to gain the world and lose your soul? Mike's handed, I'm speaking candid. Understand this is the way that the masses demand it. I have wisdom, but God planned it. General media bandit. I blow flows on beaches and make you wonder where the sand went. The Taliban spent more times in design to destroy cities. My rhymes inspire minds. I'm known as Big Papa, but I ain't your daddy yet. But I could be your bro if you could get the concept. There'd be many that stand whenever I rip, but it's devastation whenever I rip. I spit flows that hit like mouth on tits, straight legit. You fake rappers need to understand that felonies, gunfights and drugs don't make a true MC. And I will do more than talk this talk. I will defiantly walk this walk. There's no need to spaz. Your nose bleeding while I'm beating your ass. You in the cesspool. Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What is the profit of man to gain the world and lose his soul? Hope you can see by the end of the night how deep this music is. What is the profit? Ancient Chinese secret now. Yes. Did you not pay attention in your history class, partner? Wake up. Yes, sir. Partner, wake up. Yes, sir.
More people, more
Partner,
people.
wake up, son. It is written that there's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new. And that the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. So take your position. Don't you know you are part of that scripture, yo? Yo, you've been getting in the way and what you knock you down. Yes, but we gon' bring the light, yeah. A Max V production, baby. You know what it is. Listen, I'm known to tell you to fight back. There's no need to sell crack just to live fat. Why don't black superstars simply give back when they know it's a struggle just to live black? Can you picture that, Mr. Aristocrat? I'm coming from the bottom, rising to the top. And conscious is the tone on the CDs I drop. I won't flip-flop like a black bass, but I will put a message in the song before I hook your ass. You first class living, worse than slaves of the earlier days. And we adapted the ways of the slave master.
Rondo, I guess nobody else wants to speak.
Put your people in bondage. What's up, beloved? The big face kind, and it don't matter if it's making people lose their freaking mind. That's why I'm speaking mine. Hopefully they change yours to pull you out of these streets from these drugs and strange whores. Huh.
Let's take a hit, and we gonna get it in. You see how certain people are sitting here, right? The two agents.
It's only talking about.
Two agents came when I first set it up. I was like, when I went live, I know people will start getting it. They sitting there watching, and I go, oh, I see the sort of, I hate saying giving them energy. So you took over the channel, Chinese or whatever they want to call themselves. It doesn't matter. The enemies of all people. They might have been so-called Americans. Who knows, right? Who cares? And they disappeared. And you know what? I got rid of that upload, and I came back. I was able to get through the rondo, and I'm like, where you at? Because the phone kept going. I said, well, you might be busy. And then I reached out, and I left it in the chat. Yo, I'm going live. And everybody, I guess, just figures, hey, it's Saturday. I got to take care of this hangover or whatever. And I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm going to go set up the live. Ronald hit me back, but I had already set up the live. And then I left on Facebook, Instagram to let them know, because here they are doing their thing again. And I guess they just trouble and they feel some kind of way. Me mentioning them is not a good thing. It's not giving energy. If they actually knew how things really move, they would realize that it's taking energy back. But it is what it is. So what they do is they want to mess with everything. There's nothing I can do about that. But you all see the thumbnail, right? And I'm gonna let this play and let a few more people come in. And I know the people that come in, they're gonna chat.
Suppressed,
like.
I mean the oppressed.
Hit that like, please. Hit that like.
That's all. That's what my music's about.
They're trying to hide likes too. I have people come and hit me and tell me, "Yo, man, fabulous." I like, "Did you hit the like?" It's important. Yeah, I hit the like, and I'm counting the likes, and I know the people, and I'm like, "Wow, they're hot likes, views." I had 20-something likes and 3 views. I was like, "You got to be kidding me." They can't free themselves. I guess they rotate. You know the handicap. It's green tea. I'll get to that in a minute. You wrapped in a cloak of flame, my God, it's overdoing your time is in the end. Locked out silent without sin. He put me on the better for justice to win. The press is about to get rolled down. With some presses attached in the war zone. Revolution can start in the Arizona. I'm a messenger prophet like Farrakhan. Backed by the honorable who sits at the pinnacle. Who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the pitiful sin. When you do that, you know that's ego, right? I'm playing when I do that. I'm not even making it tight. I'm just popping it up, and I ain't even, it ain't even tight. I ain't even like making the little, because it don't serve a purpose. Mentally. It's killing me kills whenever I fight. From above, I've been given the right. So you better be ready to ride tonight. On the way to the dawn daylight. We gon' win them out, so gon' pass the kite. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. 3-pound pressure, me no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender. 3-pound pressure, no weight pressure. Drop the oppressor, me no surrender.
This world is such a, and when I say this world, I mean it. I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean in every day, every little thing you do. It's such a, gimme. Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. You want to be successful? You want to be like Trump? Gimme. Push. Step. Crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stopped.
When I got up, that's why I didn't go through. Oh, is that okay, beloved? Got you. Appreciate that. Because I was thinking otherwise. I was like, are they hiding it? I gotta close that window because I got the humidifier on, and it's like 48 degrees. Yeah. Woo, that's ToLU'S. We're not gonna listen to that right now. Anyway, so I'm gonna say something. I was on YouTube, on Facebook Live, and they're censoring me over there. And that, not meaning that they're hiding it, but because there's nothing done wrong. So I went live, and a few people came in, Marcus Williams, a few other people, Charlotte, and all of them, and some other people came and watched. You know, but people are very emotional because I put challenges out there. We have people who, let me tell you something about women who get information and then they run with it and they build this thing, because most men are going to follow women because, you know, y'all are lap dogs. You don't have no sense of responsibility and moral subjugation. So I'm not cursing at you, not at all. I'm not beating you up. I'm speaking on facts. Like I said, sociology is my major, and I know. Okay. And they're all over there, and this queen, this, that, and the other on certain people's videos. And I'm like, well, I shared all this information with them. And I have so much more information. Now, a lot of y'all know I always played myself down. I don't know nothing, but I do know a few things. And that's not just being humble, it's just a reality. There's a lot more information in the world than most people are going to, equip themselves with. And this because you share something doesn't mean people are going to get it, because every time they get information, they run with that. And what do we get from that? We get people who share misinformation. So you see, I have Grand Tartary, science, and I don't know if I put religion on there, but regardless of that, because I can't put everything on there. It only allows 100 letters or emojis or whatever it may be, right? What I want to say is, every time I hear somebody talking about Tartary, and there's new videos popping out all the day, especially about the Pale-Skins, but at least some of them are just starting to share pictures and show the old world. Like, what we call China was never China, and the Great Wall is far outside of so-called China. It goes everywhere. Like I said, when that wall was constructed, but it was also constructed not to just keep someone in, but also to keep things out. It was used bifold. But when the conquering happened, in order to conquer people, right, in a time of peace, or isn't that the best time to conquer people, right? Isn't that the best time to have people inserted on the inside? I mean, most people now are looking at the so-called Titanic, which that wasn't a ship that they sank, and the Lusitania, they were blown up from the inside, and that was to get rid of certain individuals. They will sacrifice many lives, as you see right now. There's a guy I follow. He's an Arab. He has an Arab TV, and he was talking to an ex-IDF Zionist Jew, a Gujar, and he was saying how what's going on right now is not right. And then the Palestinian brother pointed out the fact that he says, okay, he doesn't agree with the attack that happened. Killing innocent civilians is the worst thing. But what people tend to forget, marginalized here in the great America, supposedly, right, is that you can't, in 1948, go around killing and murdering families in their sleep, burning down their homes, taking over their houses, murdering their children, all right, and then have this religious narrative that backs it up and supports it because you believe you're in control of the world, foolishly by Zionists. And you have these so-called soldiers who represent themselves as Zionist supporters, not even knowing what Zion is, the term and what it really means, other than the new world philosophy and narratives that are painted by the enemy, who subjugate and teach these young ones to believe in this stuff. With even especially the word goyim is not even an Aramaic or Hebraic word. It's not even real. It's their own consort, like rabbi and everything else. For those who remember me, when I was telling you about, or reading to you about Arthur Koestler's 13 Tribe, when they created the first rabbi, when religion became something, when it didn't exist. People are having a hard time intuitively to gather this and in retrospect and be respectful and responsible. Only reason why I'm talking about this is because they're on my land and they further to pervert as if Charles Schwab and them means something. So they have, like yesterday, the light was on downstairs. They're not here. But then there's this other car here, and I know the car. Somebody pointed out because they were taking pictures of it. So here we have the enemy next door. And I'm sitting there going, what is going on with these idiots? What up? And then all these foreigners who are parked across the way, all their vehicles were going all the way up into the wee hours in the morning. Because you know me, I watch stuff. So they had to have a meeting. What's going to be the next phase, or if they're going to carry through. Well, you know what's going on with Texas, right? Well, the moment you had all these people from Oregon, Washington, and California moving to these places to create this disruption, to bring further perversions, the pedophile mentality and the homosexuality and all that other stuff, to which most people didn't play that, though it was there. It wasn't in a way that it's promiscuous as far as the so-called Democratic Party. I'm not talking politics. I am talking about, by design, the destruction of this land. So somebody hit me up and says, yo, Red, are you ever going to talk about Tartary again? Are you aware that most of the readings I am reading to you, let me hold it up for you. So I don't want people to actually use their brains. These 4 books are based on the Grand Tartary. All right? That's what they're based on. All right? The Day of Deceit is based on the Grand Tartary. Okay? These books right here are based on the Grand Tartary. It depends on how you interpret it. I'm going to continue. I'm not done. based on the Grand Tartary, the dismissal and the new findings of something that is not new, because you have to have certain people to dismiss things, yet to put things into a constructive narrative to allude to a new history. So obviously to dismiss. These books right here are based on our truth, not out of Africa and everything else. All right? Hold on. I have been painting a picture, and I haven't even read these yet. And thank you, Baby Girl Slaughter, for the purchase of the final book, which was the 8-1. These books right here, all right? The Ring and Cedars, okay? As you can see, right here by Vladimir Merge, are based on the Grand Tartary. So, let me read this over to you. The Ring and Cedars series. Book 1, Anastasia. Book 2, The Ring and Cedars of Russia. Book 3, The Space of Love. Book 4, The Co-Creation. Book 5, Who Are We? The Book of Kin. Now, if y'all remember me reading about the man who crossed Antarctica, right? Who are the Shiki and the Kin and everything else, the books and the photographic journals, right? Okay. The Energy of Life, Book 7. Book 8-1, again, thank you, Baby Girl Slaughter, $51 book. The New Civilization. And 8-2, The Rights of Love. Okay? Now, I'm not done. I am not done. Far from it. Okay? When we get into this book right here, given to me by a librarian by way of the post office, because they have given me a number of books. When we talk about the Sea of Gray, the Around the World Odyssey of the Confederate raider Shenandoah. Shenandoah was a Negro. This is about Tartarian. It's just that, what do you look for and how do you put it together? Gobekli Tepe, the genesis of the gods. Then we get from there, we go into, I have everything laid the way it's supposed to be laid. The Iron Republic, which is based on Antarctica, the crossing, right? The man who crossed the walls, right? The Return of the Gods and Gobekli Tepe, right? When you want to know about the truth of our ancestral heritage, there are partitions in there as well in those reads. We haven't even tapped on those because we're nowhere there yet. Because most people aren't paying attention. So I gave people information, and then I watched people go follow people, and they know nothing about what they're talking about. When we talk about the Illustrated Encyclopedia of Tartary, the One World Tartarians, which I've told many people about for years, even this third generation, new age, Billy Carson's Emerald Talents, who moves like an agent in pure ignorance, which is nothing more than the agents of repression, okay, as far as the FBI secret war against the Black Panther Party and the American Indian movement, one and the same, which is us. And the fact that I read the light book on the custodians, and we'll get into the bigger one, which is by Dolores Claiborne, Cannon, the custodians, because most of you, when y'all read the book of Enoch, or you go through the book, the 54 books of the Apocryphy, you don't even know what you're looking at. So that's the reason why I have the Book of Five Rings, which I inundated some of that to know some of the philosophy that allows you to have a deeper understanding. Yet what you fail to understand in religious context is that many people will choose not to pay attention or listen, so therefore they should be left behind, which is not based upon our choice. Ergo, I always say everyone has choices. And then we get into the birthright by Timothy Albano and the Genesis conspiracy. What does that show? That shows that in order to change history, you must first inundate people and bring a new narrative. And most people, because of their ignorance, will seek to have an ego stroke, this grandiosity picture, and not do anything that's beneficial. That's why, ergo, I'm telling you the importance of destroying the Negro and the pale horse, which one and the same is the reason why I'm reading those. But it's hard for people to interpret it because they think that it's supposed to be laid down a certain way. But here it is. Grand Tartary, Howdy McKelsey was a beneficial part, and then the Heaven Bearers to give you a little insight into something that may be practical, written in a way of fantasy to formicate what? Your destruction by the very same people who lie about who they are, okay? And they hide the most magical things of our truth, but yet, and when we're talking about the Shiki, the Guardians, the Ancestral Republic, we get into the Book of Giants, right? Y'all know that this is the Watchers, Nephilim, and the Book of Enoch. And then we go into the Giants on Record, America's Hidden History Secrets in the Mounds and the Smithsonian Files. With Smithsonian, I told you they murdered the first two, him and his nephew, because of what they wanted to share with the world. Okay? And some people don't get it. 7 foot over are giants, even up to 6 foot. And then we did with Fritz Zimmerman, the Encyclopedia of Ancient Giants in North America. This is one of my old books here. This is not something new, guys. This is one of my old books. Okay? And the same thing with the Nephilim Chronicles, a travel guide to the ancient ruins in the Ohio Valley by Fritz Zimmerman, the same individual here. And I have 3 more books by him. So what am I doing? And these are not even all the books. Some of y'all know some of the other books, the Nuclear, blah, 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 Anunnaki, blah, blah, blah. Just a plethora of books and information. I am walking you. I am allowing you to walk in a certain specific way. And that's all walks of life. When I stand in front of Palestinian people, I don't see them as great nor superior. I don't see nobody that way. When I see Chinese or whatever, I accept them for who they are today. All right? But I'm also aware of what their ancestors did, along with this individual like Herzl and a number of other individuals. When you look at his face, the first thing people said to me, he looks like he's Hindu or he's Iranian, Persian. I says, are you aware of the history of the conquering of the lands? And what happened? Why do you think British rule was over Hindustan? Why do you think they became India in 1940, whatever, 47 or whatever, right? Why is it that nobody pays attention to the fact that China and Japan, those names came to fruition roughly around the same time in the so-called 16th, 17th century, which would be 700s. And the fact that most people are starting to realize they did add 1,000 years to history. It is not my problem that this is a reality, because a lot of people, a lot of buildings, because they have 6, 5, or 3 on it, doesn't necessarily mean that when the building was built. It means gilded. And then why is it that they're still digging stuff up? Well, because our people are being misled by not just preachers and what do they call them? Rabbis and the imams and stuff like that. They're being misled by the whole state of the corporation. And until people realize that, they're going to keep being misled. And the sad part is you have people who feel like they're privileged because I attained this, I went through special selection, I was a great killer and everything else, and psyops and manipulator of the very people who are your brothers and sisters. But here I am now, I've been shown things that are not new. We're living in a time when the technology and everything today is nowhere in comparison of ancient world. The ancient world had more to rival all this. So that is what they're using against you. In the state of your ignorance, you are unaware of this. These idiots running around doing the dumb things they do don't really get what's going to come of them. They really don't want to believe. And some people sit there going, he keeps posting weird magical books and he's cursing people. Actually, I am not. I am doing what I am giving onto them, what they seek in the stead of their ignorance. I am permitting their death as they seek it. I do not advocate violence. I will protect any and everyone. But because of their ignorance, they have no other choice but to be charged. The prophets are not dead people. You just don't know who they are because of your ignorance. But they're going to leave this time, no matter how they leave. And this is where the things get real bad. Because the next time they return, there is nothing on this earth they can give them 1,000,000 years they can do that can stop what is coming. Nothing. So watch me in the garrison of your fake identity and narrative painted as if nothing's going. It doesn't matter who or what they are. You don't get it. They have dealt their hand. They have been allowed numerous times to make right, and because they believe they can fight that which they know not. There is no fight against things that can speak you in and out of existence. That's a vibration. You know, a vibration is a sound. What is a sound? It is a word. What is a word? It's based upon the frequency, right? And the vibration, which is a color. It alludes to shapes and designs, which has nothing to do with designs, because that's a word that gives meaning to something and contextualness that you have no knowledge of. But these fools play with things outside while they're manipulating and this, that, and other. Everything they've done to the food and everything else. All the perversions to create a new world order to think that they could fight the unknown. The paradox is to be able to dismiss it or say there's nothing. That is the foolish narrative of those who actually know nothing. And to walk into a place because some of them got to live a little longer than the rest of you while they've been killing you. Over and over. And not always over again. They have fooled themselves. So we're revealing things I am revealing you to today. What's the purpose of the path of the souls? Sacred as they may be. And the science of the sacred secretion. What is the purpose of seeing the secretions? Why did I tell y'all talk to you about God, man, the word made flesh? Why am I haven't put it all out there. I want you to purchase these books and look at it yourselves. Why is it that you're having a hard time understanding this? Because they immerse with theosophy. Right? And what is the theosophy based upon? Esoteric, right? What does esoteric allude to? Why did they want to remove all the books of the Apocrypha and then manipulate and change those? See, cowards do that. That is a stab in their back. Cowards do that because they continue to stab people in their face. All these people having wars right now, who are out there fighting, who become the narrative of sadists, have y'all looked that word up? Sociopaths. They don't get it. It's not that that's who they are supposed to be. That is what they become. You have power beyond understanding. Deeper than thought. You are more powerful than any weapon ever devised. The issue at hand is only the coward would sleep under your bed and cut your throat while you sleep. That is not tactical, nor of a tactician. That is irresponsible and negates what needs to come. That is where my energy has always flowed. And to you. All I ever asked was to send energy back. But you don't even know how to acquiesce your own energy. Why? I would feel it. I would know. Y'all choose. Ergo me always saying you have a choice. You choose to be redundant in the state that you're in. There are people who have consummated a relationship and they're not wrong as so much as being right. Religion and everything else. When I came along and I said, well, it is literally the breath. Because you have teeth. The T. See, to remove those teeth in your upper mouth and make those sounds. There is a purpose to everything, to think that everything is hollowed. Just like you say, or calm, without with the K sounding silent. When the ram is not from the ram, but the ram of the vocal. All right? Just like a tuning fork. Just like the bells of old. Why is it that it's so hard to accept the narrative outside of your astute studies to see things in a different light instead of being held in comparison to what they have created? Instead of removing it, you are more than Hebraic. You are more than everything laid out. You are more than these narratives and crayon colors and everything else. You are more than. And until you come into that reality, stop meditating if you're not learning how to meditate. If you can't find an empty place and you're not sleeping well, then you're doing something wrong. It is dangerous. I was poisoned. My family lives to be old. These idiots believe that they're protected. Protected by who? More disease, sick, mental individuals? You have a hard time seeing this. There's a person that whenever I order something, they order at the same time. And I test theirs compared to mine, and these fools can't get it right. You know why? Because they are weak. They are broken. They are dismissive of it, and they believe because of what they've been permitted and allowed to do. Permitted and allowed. Ain't that pretty sad? To not even walk in their own seat, to be guaranteed that they can do something. That's like these little weird, weak punk people walking around with costume with badges need quality immunity because they're not living right. And then think you have a system of justice who creates that, shows you the disease. Why has nobody put that together? I am asking you because I find it very paramount and important to the situation of the lives you live and the choices you make without knowing what it is you're doing, because the disease runs crepid. I don't mind them looking at me through the TV because it shows their perversions. It allows me to not perceive what is conceptualized by them, but to not only know what I have acquiesced, but to bring forth things that need to be brought forth, and yet you choose not to do as like. I just got through talking with my uncle, 80 years old, right? In Detroit. He got his knee surgery. He's up walking and everything. And we had a long, good, wonderful conversation. That's why it took me a while before I came over here. I figured there'd be enough people. And some of you are coming in not hitting the like. And you do that at your own demise. I ask you, let's bring this together. Do not be so stubborn. There's nothing wrong with hitting the like. It doesn't mean that you have to necessarily like it. But it doesn't mean that you fear it either. It means that there is something constructive going on, all right? Not intrusive. I am not being intrusive. How can I be intrusive when I'm sharing with you things you know not? It boggles my mind that they want to hear what I learned, because I know they don't know what I learned at those 12 drinks and that 90, 87, 85-year-old Masonic women, man, and men. You have no clue, but they are not practical. They have no idea. They think they know everything because of 50 miles of libraries in numerous places. They haven't even brushed upon the truth other than the bones that were energy sources. Because you know what happened to bones in certain atmospheres, right? Bones are made from what? Minerals, right? What are minerals used for? What powers your phone? What powers you? What powers the earth? Why are minerals dug from the earth that was meant to be there? Other than when they were meant to be utilized righteous, that's why the roads weren't paved. That's the reason why there was dirt, for people to walk around with cotton, wool, and hemp. For the connection was more important than anything. Why did they start making synthetics? It wasn't just to get rich. It was to cut you off from your natural order. I'm getting tired, excuse me, from explaining these things over and over and over. But I'm not tired because I don't love you. I am tired because you're not listening. You're not listening. People, you believe that what you know is more than enough and that you have circumvented all things. That's like the people I was talking about in the beginning, shared information, not aware that there's so much more. People run like you're in a race. This is no competition. You get information. And yes, but research. Don't always say do the research. There's so much more. And yet you have to be able to find the puzzle pieces. You have to be able to put things together. I have people from the people I was talking about who come over and they watch and they say nothing. They don't speak. They don't share the video. And then they get emotional. They show their brokenness. There's no jabs. There's no side talk. There's nothing that can faze me. Or nobody's doing that. But the disrespect of self. When you disrespect others, you disrespect yourself. I can't speak in a way that is prolific in hate. Love is the only way. Some people would say, well, if you love, why don't you get rid of your guns? I make no excuse to have them. I would love to get rid of them. I'd sell every one of them. Well, I sure would. I have no purpose nor need, for I'm not warlike. But what people don't know is I am war. And see, they think war is what they have constructed. That is the misnomer. That is the misdirect. That is the foolish antithesis to something that doesn't exist, only made for visual, for create more pain and suffrage, anger, rage, displacement. Look at the cartels. They murder for what? To send a message. They do it in the most gross ways, they say, right? No, what they're doing is a disservice to themselves. And it will soon catch up to every one of those at the top. There's no way around it now. There's no way they can run from it. All those they brought over here. You look at the brothers and sisters. You got youth fighting the police and the old folks running around like cowards. There's neighborhoods I've been in, you couldn't bring 100 of those cops, SWATs, and any special force operator in that wouldn't get hurt or harmed. Knowing that they're coming in, when I already broke to you about the secret organizations within the police department, the kangaroo court system of these fake judges who are magistrates, and the fact that most people don't know the truth, that majority of our people aren't citizens, and they didn't want to be citizens. That was by the AME, that black fake Negroes churches, and Martin and those messy bastards who walked along when we didn't need to vote for a system that they stole from us. Ratify means to radicalize, and then to adopt, to take away, and then to change the narrative. They broke more than its treaties. They changed the narrative as if it would be beneficial and never be spoke or mentioned, as if it would go away and they could just kill everything and it would die. It would never go away. It's in the ether. It is around everywhere. It is everywhere and in everything. Their uttermost mistake was when they started getting into bloodletting. I wouldn't care if there was a slee stack or a damn gator walking around. It matters not. For they show that they're emotional. They show that they have feelings. If it's a game, then let the games really begin. Do you think that y'all supposed to eat? I want to know. Have any of y'all searched the history to see that people at one time didn't have to eat anything? You know, the moment you started partaking in eating stuff, the moment you started killing yourself. Green tea, they say it's acidic. Garlic is acidic. Blah, 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 blah. The air creates acidity. The water creates acidity. Hell, most fruits and vegetables you buy and utilize right now creates acidity. Acidity to some form or another. Your stomach has comprised of how many acids to break things down? What is the truth? Well, they poison all the water damn near, right? Except for certain countries. But when they do it to one place, it's affected, even though they might believe not, as in the placebo effect, it is. Even that stuff they stored underground is all poison. They're just unaware of it. Everything they're growing in the food that they eat is all poison. It's a balance. What am I always saying? The hourglass is empty, and what do you always see? A scale, equal, like the equilibrium. The fact is, they just haven't realized it yet because they are stuck in their world. I'm not here to fight and dismiss and stop what anybody's doing. That was not ever my purpose. Somebody's having a hard time dealing with the fact that my nickname or my name is Lucifer. Well, there's a fraud walking around. Okay? Know that. This is nothing but a body. It is so much more. But there has to be a time. There has to be something that happens in order for everything else to happen. And the problem is they're not paying attention. They have become very foolish because of all the things they have been doing. When you think about Epstein and all these islands and the pedophilia and the dark web with these actual murders of children and all these feds and people getting caught up by regular Joes catching them. That's right. From Philly and all around, because if it was up to the police, they wouldn't catch nothing because you'd be surprised how many of them are into that same crap. But yes, a Fed recently, a week or two ago, got caught soliciting a 15-year-old. And it's not the first time. And it's not going to be the last time. You look at all these people in these high so-called positions y'all keep saying are high and they call them elites. What does the word elite allude to? All they had to do was leave me alone. No, they made their choice. So I don't care. We're going to say in Urdu first. Urdu. And it's pronounced like this.
Ashrafia. Ashrafia.
Ashrafia. So, belonging to the richest, most powerful, best educated, or best trained group in a society. Elite troops were airlifted to the trouble zone. So best trained, best educated, in what education? In what narrative? In what stories? In what philosophies? In something that garners people into one category. Let's go back. Belonging to the richest, most powerful, best educated, best trained group in society. It's always going to stay the same, right? But as far as its real meaning is superior in quality, rank, skill, etc., an elite performer. It has everything to do with outside of who you are. That means better than you. So therefore, they think this when they're groomed and conditioned in that. And they literally believe that they are better than you, yet they are not ones who create anything. And everything they do is in the format of their standing position to be in the opposition. Are you paying attention? You are an elite yourself. Because what is the purpose of them being groomed to go against that which is no different from them? To be selected, because that's what the people choose. You have people in the prison system who are much stronger, faster, outswim this, that, and the other, any operator out here. Yet they are in the prison system, and there was a book that I had, I don't know if it's in the shed, that showed where they use prison inmates. Yes, just like the ones in Russia. Here in America. Because they have become sadists and good killers and everything else. They would take these people out, put them in a certain place where they can have luxuries and everything else they have to do their time, but they would be operators. Are you all aware of this? Do you even get it? It serves no true purpose of life. They have been lied to like everybody else. And they allow the weakest, the most perverse, to operate and do the things they do. Now, I'm not against it, but it's the way it's been used. It is further destruction. Do you know what warlike means? Toward or threatening war. Disposed, as in warlike, toward or threatening war. That means it's all they know. Directed toward or prepared for war. Against who or what? Why would you bring war against people who shouldn't matter? Warlike people seem aggressive and eager to start a war. The Scythians were a fiercely warlike people. Therefore, if they were Scythians, who were they? But these were melanated people and pale skins. So that means they want the ones who they run around at least claiming to be today. Often involved in and eager to start war. It has often been said, perhaps unfairly, that they are a warlike nation people. Bellicose, formal, hawkish. And they call that the synagogue of Hasatan, right? They call themselves Mesopotamian. They're not Mesopotamian. Scythians, a native or inhabitant of the ancient region of Scythia. The Scythians retreated into the Crimea. So remember the Crimean War? Did I ask y'all to read about the war that was, but was not? Some people say the Scythian, Sumerian theories and British Israelism. So we know who the British Israelisms were, right? Adherents of British Israelism and Christian identity both believe that the lost tribes migrated northward over the Caucasus and became the Scythians, Sumerians and Goths, as well as the progenitors of later Germanic invaders of Britain, which they are not a lost tribe of Israel. That is written. Why don't y'all look that up to see who that is written by? That is New Age narratives that has nothing to do with the truth. The Scythians were never. They would be more or less of Japhet by way of Gomer. So all the people who think they know everything, and then there are those who unknowingly are of our stock, and they believe that they are part of the Scythian nationality. This is the perversion from the Gujars. TikTok had the name, those Chinese fakes over there had the name, our U.S. government Chinese, it don't matter, the nerve to want to take down one of my things talking about the Gujars when everything about it is a fact. As if the education of the people, oh, we're going to censor that. They showed their weakness. I put it up with intentions to see. No, there's much more information. But damn it, the information is within you all. Obviously, I didn't order the books. I thank for the donations. We just didn't get there yet. Hope somebody's keeping tally. I have the amounts right here. I'm sitting around stacks this high, almost up to my where I'm sitting at, of books. And that's not even all the books that are downstairs around where I like to. While I'm walking, sometimes I'll be like, "Ooh, let me read this right quick." It's not conflicting or confusing. I'm a storyteller. I broach upon the world as we see it. So we already went through science. Must I pull up those few inventions out of hundreds, if not thousands or more? The fact that it was a system that created GPS, did the math to be able to fly up to a certain altitude when you were thinking about, oh, well, what did Von Braun? Oh, man, they were utilizing our old world information. They couldn't have nuclear weapons in heavy water, which is in your body, until they came here. There was no way they can have a nuclear weapon or even hydrogen or anything until they came here. Does that tell you something? When they talk about Noah, I've been saying this for the longest, and they talk about the ark being made of gopher wood. Where's the only place gopher wood ever grew? I've been asking people that for over 20 years. Well, longer than that, but 20 years. Actually, since 1994. Actually, yeah. They say the Nile has 7 rivers that come out of it. Well, I've been over there to that fake one, and it don't have that. But the Mississippi does. So, who's lying about what? It grew everywhere, honey. And the Library of Congress will show you that they went on a chopping spree to get rid of millions upon millions of gopher wood trees that stretched all the way from Washington to D.C., everywhere. They chopped every one of these ancient giant trees. The ones over in Florida and Mississippi, or Louisiana, the little 200 and something that are left, I don't know how many there are now. Those were babies. I used to go down there and hang with the women who are the curators in the early 90s and late 80s. I sure did when I was stationed in Florida. Swimming with the manatees. You ain't supposed to, man. I swim anywhere I want. Thank goodness I ain't running into no gators and crocs or gators. Not crocs, gators. Done seen them. Done seen some of the biggest gators riding down the road to the base. Is that big? Is that about 10 feet long? What is it doing over there? And the people over there, gator wrestling. Oh, yeah. Every other week, gators will come out. They hungry or they pissed off. And them people says they getting them big old gators. We're talking about big gators. Man and dog eaters. Cat eaters. Then I talked about, I remember the day I mentioned Oklahoma because my great, when they left there to go to the so-called East Coast, which is fraudulent. The Grand City there, they left because all these people, they was just perverting everything. And then you know what they did? They went to bomb and kill the rest of the people there. They call it Black Wall Street. Y'all know how big that place was? That little place right there that happened? All them brothers came and stopped it. And the government was the ones dropping bombs, wanting to get rid of or kill us all. And you don't see that now. What was that post I put about the secret police organizations? You think it's a game, huh? And y'all still can't reach out to your families and tell them and show them. Right now, these people are so troubled. The threat is troubled. They're a threat to the damn selves. How many of y'all right now have shared this live or reached out to certain people? Come and take a seat and watch this, listen. How many of you? Nobody else is going to do this. All these people talking about Tartarian, they're so busy whitewashing everything for their fake greatness, they can't even be exemplary and realizing the facts. You know, I had somebody showing some stuff of old China. And it's funny. Every one of those pictures that I have of the great Tartary of China, the Emerald Palace, you see that some of the darkest Chinese in the world standing outside of them. Not the ones you see today, who do like them people in Nigeria and all them other places with the creaming and whitening their faces and wearing these goofy wigs and straightening their hair and everything else. And they were the darkest things you could see on the earth. Now I'm talking about midnight dark, y'all. And they were betrayed by their own and outside invaders. Like duplicity. The hue of every one of us. It's worse than y'all think. It's deeper than what y'all can imagine. I see all these babies, I've been researching this, who are birthed between two groups of individuals and all the ones that are missing. Well, if you wanted to have a new nation of people, you would take them away and create a new world where nobody else knows, and you would bring them up and teach them a false narrative, and you would put them against the original, and then they would take the place. This is not new. There's a lot more going on. They don't show each hand that they play. They all play their part. Here people are starting to realize the Rothschilds, the Vanderbilts, the Morgans, the Bushes, all of these little families, the Rockefellers, and so on. I mean, they play a part. I mean, look at this. Susquehanna Bank. They take our stuff and use it against us. Y'all know about Susquehanna? I'm not even ordering stuff no more because these bastards can't get their heads right. Well, as long as they have people who don't know these videos, who don't see this, they'll keep putting people to do dumber and dumber stuff. That's how they do it. You know what I'm saying? You come in here, just hit the like, people. I appreciate it. Share this. Unless you're part of the problem, then I can dig it. And if you want to be stuck there, everybody has a choice. You've made a choice. You better stay to that choice. You better stay to that choice because there's no way coming out of it unless you choose. I'm always giving people a chance to choose. Imagine the day I don't say you have a choice no more. What are you going to do then? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Come back in a couple of hours. I'm not telling you what I'm doing. I'm doing what needs to be done without voicing it. Things have to happen. There's just no way around it. At least, sadly. You must walk in love, people. You must adapt and accept the relationship with self. You have to. There is no way around it. Now, I saw my baby girl came in here and I love her. You just don't know, but I love y'all all the same. Yet my love for her is an affection of difference. That is the same love, but my love for her is an affection that's different. I'm not going to sit here and break that down. Maybe some of y'all need to look into that. There's only one kind of love, and it is the grandest magnitude, not of theory, nor thought, nor is it a conspiracy. The conspiracy and the theories are against it. They don't really apply to it. Love is standing alone. It stands on its own. But you must stand with it. And it still stands on its own. Always has and always will. But you can stand with it. Remember I said, this is not a competition. I don't want nobody behind or front. I want you to walk beside me. Is that so hard? Is that so hard to walk with me? That's all I ask. I'm going to shut you out. But you know, sisters and brothers, it's always going to be the same. I got your Slot, Rondo, Herbo, Jonathan Whitefield, Baby Girl Snow, Herbo. Got your Max V. What's going on, beloveds? How y'all been doing, beloved? Scott, what's going on? Blessings, brother. Blessings, beloved. Lee Washington, what's going on, beloved? Anyway, y'all already know, be the Hawa, the light. That's all it is, the breath. I already showed you that breath can mean pneumonia, this, that, and other. And those are abstracts for warlike people to change the narrative. Most people won't seek that out. And then see how much more information to lose to that. Don't be the shana. Don't be the, that's like saying nah, don't. Shana, it's the dark. Don't be in the place of empty, the abodeness of nothing. Don't be in the place of despair. Have any of y'all ever looked up the word despair? Be the Hawa. Walk in your righteousness. If you have to use the Apocrypha and the Bibles and everything, be of a good steward to pay attention. Do not negate the responses into a negative fashion to which you see all over the place. Allow yourself to know history as it is laid before you, but also to walk in a truth that they will never embark with you on to enlighten you. It will always be that outside. So the self-righteous and the greedy, the exposés of all that, which is a marginalized narrative, to inflict and affect you. And that's what they do. Be your truth, not someone else's. Stop making agreements with things that have no agreement based on idiots who don't even know what they're doing, who utilize fear and tactics. Make it happen. Allow them to continue to make these mistakes because they made them over and over and over, and people have grown beyond tired. Hell, it's taken foreigners to kick people's butts who have been a perversion on our soil. I don't care what color. Be mindful of these things. The enemy is working hard because that's all they know how to do. People choose wrong all the time. You choose light. Hit y'all on a little bit. The plan is ill, in need of a start. Yes, it is. All right, beloveds.